Alright, so I've got here the ComiPo Manga software creator. I might have said that a little backwards. But, so basically, what this is a software that lets you create manga scripts, basically, so if you're not good at drawing or not a good artist, or you just want to create something, funny or a good sketch, an idea, this is basically something that will lend you a great hand. So obviously this is the English version. There's Japanese and English. The English was translated about 2 months ago from the day you're watching this video, about 2 or 3 months ago. So came out 2011, and so let's get started with the basics. So if you decide to buy and support the creators, you come up into this screen, and to start off, you obviously click on Create New Comic. Now you get the options to click on a page comic, a 4-panel comic. So you basically, right off the bat, let's just click on this and click OK. So you get the option to choose between these two, and they will basically pop up here. Now, what happens is from here on out, it is your responsibility, your creativity to create something out of it. Now, depending on your style, if you want to use these boxes here, your choice. I'm just going to remove it and create a new one. So this is basically just a 4-panel comic, as you see here. You can click on full size, click OK, and you come down here and you get the majority of it. So just to these really aren't random. They're created pretty well done. I was reading some Naruto manga, and the boxes Naruto resembled this one right here. Where there were 2 cut boxes and a main one for a battle scene. So this resembles one of the scenes. So as you can see, even the professionals use these kind of manga outlines. So they're not just randomly brought out. So these are basically probably what you're going to use for the middle pages of your show. What you can do, if you guys are wondering about that top line, if you can't see it, I'll just click on it and I'll start. So if you're wondering about the top line that pops up, I got to zoom out. So this line right here, obviously sometimes you don't need it. You can just basically right click, click cut, and drag these up. And you can just have this as your manga page. And you basically are able to put everything inside. So, we're basically at the gist of it. You have this one, the last one. These are basically sometimes used for the last page, sometimes used for the middle. Obviously, the creator's choice and whatever he wants or she wants. So, let's get this started. So, next, I'm going to start with this one just because it has a little more panels. So the next thing that you can do, basically when you start this, is text. You have the opportunity for text. These are the speech bubbles, I guess. Now you come to character creation. These are some that I had already created. This is probably what's going to set you guys off the most. So these are the preset characters that you already get off the bat. Some of them are useful. Some of these, basically, mostly all of these are just used for side characters. No one would really use one of these as a main character just because they're already preset. You really wouldn't do that to your main character of whatever story you're going to make. But they're kind of good for side characters. So what you do is you grab the character that you create, the one that's already in here, and you drag it into a panel. And once it loads, and this, I just want to point this out, you don't really need a beefy computer for this. It's not that difficult. You grab it in, as you can see the character is here. Now this is where all the magic starts. Once you click on it, you are able to come to over here on the right side under layer properties. You have the option for camera angle. Now I'm going to go this pretty slow because it can get confusing at first. So these angles are already predetermined, so they just help you if you have an angle that you want your character to be in, and it just helps you get there quicker than obviously you moving it around. So, as you can see, it takes it to the left, right. You're able to change the arms as you see there, so don't worry about that. But it just changes them, if you want her close up to your panel, she's close up, sideways, back. It really does it for you, which is really handy. You can see the rest. So, moving on from that, you can come to faces. Now this is where you will get most of your drawings, obviously. You get happy. We're in the laughing section, which I think some of these laughing sections should be a little added more or a little more detailed. But as you can see, you have laughing, joy, stem, angry, fear, scared, dumbfounded, relief, and really good. Honestly, I mean, they're pretty well done. Could be better, obviously. Everything can need improvement, but it's pretty well done. Let's just give her a face that looks right. I don't want her winking at me the entire video. But so you go to pose, and you have walk, run, stand, gesture, action, and the rest. So they basically stand for what they say. So we're on action. As you can see, someone kicking. You can't exactly see her foot because it's not wide enough. But you just choose these, and the character goes into that position. Like here, throwing a baseball, I guess, or something. Random positions that you would use for your characters. Like here, he's falling, and the gist of it. So that's basically how you handle your character. As you can see, you can change your hands now; they're correct. You can also tilt the head. Wow, that looks freaky. But there you go. And that. So that should be hella funny. Anyways, back to the topic. So you got all this stuff that you can use to create your manga. So really fun. Obviously, if you're a writer, you're a script writer, a manga script writer, or writer, and you're looking for an artist, this is somewhat of something good to help you get out your ideas to show an artist. Although a script is really what you basically need to get somebody to publish your work or get an artist. But sometimes this can also help if you could see the visual image. It could also help whoever's wanting to see it. One thing I'd like to say about this is it is not really good for those action stories if you're planning to make something that has to deal with action, like powers, like Bleach or Naruto with actual, energy blast, or dealing with blood, or basically energy blast or flying up in the sky and stuff. That is hard to deal with, honestly. I mean, you could get to the position where she's in the air, he's in the air, and then creating those blasts, those energy, is actually the most difficult part because you don't have that much, capability or that option to do so. So, main part of this is the create character. This is where you'll be probably when you first started off. You already have 4 predetermined characters that you can click. So when it tells you that, this is just telling you if you change your clothes to this one, additional characters, classes will be reset. You can just ignore this right off the bat just because you didn't work on any of these. So, we go to a guy, and I don't like that uniform, so we're going to go over here. You get the option for uniforms. So, moving along, let's just go black. Moving along, we go to face and eye color. You are able to change their expression. Obviously, when I showed you over here with the 3D character settings with the faces, you got more, but this is just the preset. You just choose it. Don't worry about it. Create your character, add them into the script, and then you're able to come here, change the face and everything like that. Change the eye color. You got not a lot of eye color, I have to say. They kind of left this undetailed. There are updates coming out, so we'll see in the future. This has just been released. It's pretty new. Hairstyle, they really need to update this. There is not a lot. Some of them just looks like it would be better suited for a female, like this one. This one and this one look like are they're basically the same. They kind of like gave up on creating hairstyles. I mean, I would have gladly taken the job and created some various hairstyles a lot more. I mean, I gladly would have done it for free. I would have done it, but they should basically give you the opportunity to create your own hairstyles. Is what another update should do. But these are the hairstyles you get, and that's pretty much it. You can come to additional parts and add, glasses, skins, masks, ponytails, add a hair, make yourself look like the guy from Digimon, tie. That's the character creation. Now, if you have a character here, and you want to add an image to the background, obviously. So, here, I'm already set on scenery. And, let's make this look weird and put her on top of like a city. So you drag the image in and there it is. It's in the background, add it to wherever you want, add her here, and click on the character. And you have your character here. So you just drag the image. You can basically import images. You come here to user. I already have some images imported just because they kind of look better. So this is a real image here, and this is a real image. You can basically just drag them over and it'll connect to real, and you can drag your character over. And this might confuse you guys a bit. So if this happens where your character is under the real image, you basically have to drag the character above the layer and your character will pop up, but first you gotta drag him out. Alright, what the hell? Yeah, I kind of messed up with this. I think I just deleted the actual character. Okay, hold up, guys. We're just gonna cut this. We're gonna scratch what I just told you, because that made me look like an idiot. Alright, so, real image, drag over. And it kind of has a weird bug. Sometimes it happens to me. But, basically, drag an image, drag over, and there you go. Usually, you want to always drag the image first. Then drag the character. If you drag the character, then drag the image, you're going to have some problems because the image, it wasn't on the first layer, and the character has to be the second layer. Obviously, because if the character is in the first layer, you're placing an image on top of the character, no one can see your character. So make sure that your image is always first layer. Best way to do that is place the image first. Best way. If you, don't want to do that, got your own way, want to place character first, positioning, just make sure you switch the layers up, drag, and add it up. So that's what you can basically do. I'm just going to remove this picture and give you something that was already given. So I'm going to, wrap this up a bit. But, they give you a lot. We're just going to go with classroom and drag classroom here. Now you're in classroom and you want to shrink the character. So you can just go like that. Either way. And if you come up here, you can turn the 3D character to the left or to the right. You may zoom her in, zoom her out, reduction. And you can turn her sideways. You can turn her forward. As you can see, she's coming into the screen. Turn it to the side, obviously. This is what you'll be using a lot, so she can talk to other people. And at this point here, you want to drag her down, so she looks like she's sitting in the seat. Change her arms, so it's not, so you can go see here, you see sitting on a chair. I want to sit her down like that. Or like that, she's just bored as hell. And put her like right there. And you can add other classmates here. You can add a guy. Like, you can't touch that person in the background. You can add another guy there or there, and he's looking at her. Classic stuff. Add a text, whatever. Drag her in. Text is so huge at the beginning, you might have to end up lowering that stuff. And you can say, why is... just random shit. This is what goes on in... animes. You always see a guy, main character, just sitting in his school looking out his window. But, basically you guys get the gist of it. And this is how it goes. It's actually really well. I mean, it could use more editing, like I said, it could use a lot more. They could give the users a lot more freedom to create arms and hair and stuff. And that's really about it. This is how you can create your own little manga sketch. And hope you liked it, guys. Subscribe, because I'll be posting out some more of my own manga that I create, just for the fun of it. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.